In this video, I'm going to walk you through the start to finish process I used for creating this prong set ring. Using prong settings in a ring is an idea that we've recently been exploring together on my Patreon page. If you'd like to see additional designs like this one, go ahead and hit the link below for my Patreon. Hey everyone, I'm Nolan McClelland. I'm the artist behind Halfround Jewelry, and of course all of the videos you see here on my YouTube channel. Before we dive into today's project, I wanted to take a minute to talk about a tool that I use every day in my studio, and the sponsor for today's video. If you've seen any of my work outside of wire wrapping, it will probably come as no surprise that I've always found inspiration in fantasy literature. I use Audible every day in my studio. It gives me the opportunity to explore the worlds of J.R.R. Tolkien, Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson, and many others while I'm creating. Right now, I'm rereading Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. The narrator, Stephen Pacey, does a fantastic job bringing the characters to life in a way so different from how I imagined while reading that it's like I get to experience the story for the first time all over again. Audible has thousands of titles, so even if fantasy isn't your area of interest, there is certainly a title for you. They have podcasts, theatrical performances, stand-up comedy, and audiobooks in every genre under the sun. You can try Audible for free right now for 30 days at audibletrial.com/raftark. In the interest of full disclosure, Audible does give me a financial kickback for every free trial signed up for using this link. As of recording this, I've personally logged 5 months, 9 days, 22 hours, and 12 minutes of listening time on Audible in the years I've been using it. I can say without reservation, this is a tool I absolutely love for keeping my creativity inspired. You can help support the channel for free by starting an Audible membership using the link on the screen or in the description of this video. So a special thank you goes out to Audible for sponsoring this video. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this project. The stone that I've selected for this project is a 6mm round, faceted blue topaz. For our first wires, I've cut two 12-inch segments of 21 gauge square. To begin forming our basket, I'm going to find the center of both of my wires by bringing the ends together and then using my pliers to create a 90-degree kink into both sides. Next, I'm going to bend both wires 90 degrees out to either side to begin forming the prongs for my stone. Once I have these two wires even, I'm going to bend them back down parallel to themselves. In order to get this wire to sit nice and flat, I'm going to pinch it from all directions. Once I have this prong formed, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Once I have my prongs formed, I'm going to put one more 90-degree kink into both sides. To finish forming half of our basket. I'm going to repeat this same process with our second wire. I went ahead and made our second set of prongs. We're going to go ahead and connect these two together. To do so, I'm going to pass both square endings through the center of the opposite side's prongs. From here, I'm going to pull them together until all of the prongs are equidistant. The distance between the side prongs here should be the same as the distance between the bottom and top. To lock these into place, we're going to go ahead and put a 90-degree kink into all of our wires. And from here, we can secure each wire to the prong before beginning to form our ring band. I'm going to start with this bottom right prong. I'm going to bring the square all the way around the base of our prong and straight out to the right side. To secure it properly into place, I've pinched our circle and I'm ready to move on to our next prong. The flat side of the squares for our prongs should all be facing the same direction, so that they sit nice and neat next to each other, and so that the surfaces of those flat sides are all facing towards me. With one side complete, we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process with our last remaining prongs. With the basket for our stone now complete, we're going to form our square wires around a mandrel to begin creating the band for our ring. I'm going to cross these wires so that one from the left side sits next to one from the right side. One from the left side, one from the right side. At this point, I'm not super concerned about the sizing. I want to go ahead and secure these wires at the bottom, and then we can adjust the sizing to our taste. To secure our ring together, I've cut 2 feet of 20 gauge half round. I'm going to begin by pinching the 2 ends of our half round together and sliding down to find the center of this wire. I've pinched it in my pliers to give it a nice squared off ending, so we have equal working distance with both sides of the wire. Taking my ring, I'm going to hold all 4 wires together and slide our half round into the center of the ring. I'm going to use these half rounds to bind the whole thing together, starting with just one rotation from each half round on each side. By flattening these half round connections, I can ensure that our square wires sit nice and neat in the center of the ring band before we move forward. Now that our half round is attached, I'm going to slide it so that it is centered underneath the bottom of the basket for our stone, and I'm going to do 5 rotations around each side before adjusting it to size. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. With those rotations in place, I'm going to do the same on the other side. I went ahead and completed our 5 rotations on the other side. And from here, we're going to slide our ring back onto our mandrel, pull these wires out to either side to adjust it to the size we want. I want my finished ring to be a size 7, so I've slid my ring and tightened it to a 7.5. As we coil the rest of the inside edge of our ring, that extra half size will be slowly filled in by our half round. From here, I'm going to continue coiling our half round to fill in the sides of our ring shank. We're going to do 5 more coils around each side before moving forward. With our additional 5 coils on each side, the shank of our ring should be sized pretty firmly. It's unlikely to slip larger as we move forward. From here, I'm going to take the centermost wire from each side. In this case, it's going to be my leftmost wire, and I'm going to pass it through the center of our ring, so that it will be sitting underneath the basket. Once we have it in place, I'm going to go ahead and put 90-degree kink into it, so it'll be sitting off to the side. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. In my case, taking my leftmost wire here, passing it underneath the basket of our stone, before putting our kink off to the opposite side. From here we can continue to work on weaving our ring band together. I'm going to continue to do this with 5 rotations through before switching to each side, just to keep it even as I work from the bottom. I went ahead and continued coiling until my 20 gauge was even on both sides next to the setting for our stone. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and trim my 20 gauge short and flatten that wire ending to the surface of the ring. With our outermost squares on both sides, we're going to bring that down underneath the setting for the stone and kinked so that it can sit parallel to our other underside wire. Once I've done the same on both sides and ensured that our 2 squares come together in the dead center of each side of our basket, we can connect them together using some of our leftover 20 gauge half round. I want to secure this wire so that both endings of the half round will be facing in towards the stone. With that side in place, I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. With these wires secured to either side, I'm going to prepare my prongs for setting. I'm going to grip just past the crease where our wire splits, bending the prong in towards the center of our setting. Next, we're going to place our stone into the basket. To secure it into place, we're going to press each of the prongs down onto the stone. I'm going to work from opposite points of the compass, starting here with my southeast, going up to my northwest, and then switching to our other prongs. With our stone secured, we can bend each side of our bundled wires here 90 degrees towards the surface of the piece. We're going to take each wire and bend it out towards either side. Using my pliers to give it a crisp 45-degree angle just after the last connection of the half round. We're going to bring each side of these wires together before securing them to the band of our ring. I'm going to bend them towards each other at the base using my pliers. And then kink once again to ensure that they sit next to each other. I'm once again going to use my leftover 22 gauge. I'm going to coil 5 times around each of these squares. When I have my 5 coils, I'm going to slide it down so it sits as close to the stone as I can. Before flattening and trimming that wire ending short. To secure these to the band of our ring, we're going to bend them each out 90 degrees to either side. And then pass them through the band of our ring to secure into place. With this side complete, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Once we have both sides of the ring connected, we can go ahead and double check the size to ensure it sits exactly where we want it to. And here we have our finished ring. A special thank you goes out to all the names on your screen for supporting this channel through Patreon. What I'm doing would not be possible without your support. If you're interested in helping support the channel, follow the link in the description below this video. If you found this video helpful, leave me a like on the video. It helps me a lot with the visibility of my videos in YouTube's algorithms. To be the first to know when I upload new content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are available. Thank you for watching, and happy rapping.